What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Nice Guys Podcast. As always, gang's all here. Happy to be here. Excited to be here, boys. How we feeling?
Great, fantastic, fabulous.
Fabulous.
Great, fantastic, fabulous.
Okay. Double dose.
Energized. Yep.
Energized.
I got some Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies.
Shout out. No free shout out.
No
Free shout out.
I also got some Samoas.
Nice. I love it. Samoas.
I'm happy.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite
Thin
flavor?
Mint, easy.
Thin Mint Easy.
Easy.
You're
Doesn't
gonna get
compare.
you're gonna catch a lot of flack from people on that one. Bring it on. Duper, what's the best flavor you got? What's your favorite flavor?
Samoas.
Samoas they're fire, dude.
I could probably get about 10, 15 boxes of those.
Yeah,
By myself.
Samoas are probably my favorite, but s'mores, man, the new s'mores flavor they got is making a
good.
run for number one. I promise you.
How do you feel about tagalongs?
Tagalongs, fire. I mean,
let's
just be
they're
honest.
all good.
Let's be
They're
honest.
all
Girl
good.
Scouts don't miss. I mean, the prices
They're
have gone
all
up, but
good.
they're good, man. They're good. They're good. Boys, I want to see how we feeling. It's been a minute since we last talked, and and I just want to get a check in from you guys, see how things have been going, and like always, what we're looking forward to for the week coming.
Yeah, feeling good, feeling energized, ready for the week, and go Pat go.
Go Pat go, as always.
Keep it going.
Always for that guy.
Well, worked afternoon all this past week, so I didn't get. I talked about my shifts before, and
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
But what did I do yesterday?
I know what you did yesterday.
I don't remember. Tell me.
You called me. You had a question about it.
Yes. Me and Alexis. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. So we went to Sam's Club. That's what we did first thing in the morning. I couldn't remember. And then me and my dad put my Blackstone together, which I want to talk to you about that.
Hell yeah.
We love Blackstones.
Hell yeah.
And then I don't think I did anything the rest of the night. I think I just hung out.
Just chill.
Today we painted Baby Alla's room. So that was fun. Got paint all fucking over me. I love that.
Love the hat, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Bro Dad. Hashtag.
Hashtag girl dad.
But I cooked breakfast on a Blackstone. Cooked dinner on a Blackstone. Just love the Blackstone.
You're gonna run out of propane by midsummer, huh?
I'll put
that
out of propane next week.
It's good, man. I made burgers
It's
on
fun,
mine.
dude. I loved it.
Yeah. I hate that you got to clean it up after every time you
Yeah,
cook, but
it
it's
sucks,
worth it,
but-
though. It's worth it.
It's pretty dope though. Do you have the that 7-piece kit?
So I got two different kits for Christmas because I got the Blackstone as a gift from Aaron for Christmas, and then my brother-in-law and my father-in-law bought me two different kits. One's has like the lids that you can put over, like if you have the water
Like
bottle.
the retractable one?
No, not the retractable one.
So you got like the silver actual bowl.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I got two of those, two thinner ones that cover. I got like several different spatulas, and then the scraper kit, the clean kit. I've got a couple of the bottles that you can fill up with the oil and the water and stuff like that. But and then I got the breakfast things, like the little egg holders where you can crack the egg in them.
Yeah, Alexis wants to get those because she just wants to get them.
Right. No,
Yes.
they're dope. They're really good. But
Yeah.
but
So my dumbass this morning. So we made pancakes and sausage. She wanted country style sausage.
yeah.
Country sausage. Am I at the right?
What is it? Links or patties? Which one?
It was in like the little tube.
Oh,
that we had to form it ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my first meal I made on it, and my dumbass forgot to butter one spot of the thing,
It stuck to it.
so the pancakes stuck to them.
Ah.
I still ate the shit out of them, but
Yeah.
it was a struggle to get under it. And
So-
then, once I did, I ended up putting the butter on it, and then I ended up using the like a non-stick spray,
Yeah.
and I feel like that was just easier. So
Yeah, so after I cleaned mine, I put oil on it so it doesn't rust. and stuff. That's what I just looked it up. That's what they said to do. But I
What
put
kind of oil?
just olive oil, just cheap ass olive oil, man. I
You just rub it on the grill? On the
yes,
griddle?
You
yes,
just-
yeah. So I just put it on there, wax on, wax off type shit, and and then I just cover it back up, and it's good for the next time. So
Yeah. So my idiot ass, I couldn't get it to light at first, like ignite. So when I read the instructions, I could have swore it told me to hit ignite
yeah.
and then turn the knobs.
No.
It was the opposite that I
Yeah.
found out, obviously. But
Yeah.
when I read the instructions, I could have swore it said press ignite and then turn the knob into the orange.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I'm like, why the fuck isn't this working? I'm getting pissed, you know. And then I YouTubed it, good old YouTube. And
Shout out YouTube. No
shout out
shout
YouTube.
Hey, shout out. We're rocking with. Thank you, YouTube.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, I got it. So I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, I got a quick confession real quick before I got to ask something to Duper. But something else I know today for you. You got that Circle water bottle. Really
Yes.
dope purchase. So my dumb ass got everything hooked up on it. And shout out Circle. No free shout outs.
Hey, love you, Circle.
Watermelon.
Watermelon. But my dumb ass, instead of tipping the bottle up trying to drink it, I had it down straight and I was just trying to suck it through the straw, bro, and it wouldn't come out. And I was getting pissed. I called my mom because my mom bought one. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, do I not have it screwed in right? And she was like, no, you should. You just flip the cap and then you do it. And she had to FaceTime me, bro. Literally FaceTime me just so I could see what I was doing wrong. It was terrible. It was terrible. I hated it. Anyway.
I told Alexis I was going to pick it up, and I was like, "Do you want one?" Because I was going to get her one, and she was like, "No, I don't really like flavored water, you know." And I'm like, "And she don't," so
Right.
I was like, "Okay." So I went and got it, came back home, and I put the thing in there, and I took a drink of it, and I was like, "You want to try it?" And she was like, "Yeah," and then she took a drink of it, and then she looked at me, she said,
I want one.
"That's really good," and I was like, "Hmm."
Well, it looks like you know where you'll be going tomorrow.
I told her, I said, "If you want one, I'll get you one," but
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
That's dope. That's dope.
so.
Duper, anything happening this week coming up, man? Are you excited for?
No, just chilling at home for spring break.
On spring break
What?
now.
Yeah, a lot of gaming.
Love that for
just
you.
sitting around. Yeah.
So getting
That's about
that break you so desperately needed, man. School
Yeah,
was running down.
absolutely.
I love it, man. I love it. D-Money, anything coming up in this week you're looking forward to, brother? Anything on the agenda?
No, I'm working day late this week, so
It's just gonna be
be up first thing in the morning, sleeping early as hell.
going to bed early in the night. I got you. I got you. Something I wanted to tell you boys that we didn't get a chance to talk about the last time we spoke, but bro, I was on my way back home, so I touched on this a little bit last time, but I came home for my sister's birthday and got to meet up with everybody, and so where I live, I got to drive about 3 hours to get back home, and so we were in Sheets and Fallensby getting gas because it's just cheaper right there to get gas, and so you know how like where the parking lot is, like the main one, like when you come off the main road, not like how you wrap around and go behind the building, you got right that main parking lot. I could be wrong, but I could have swore that on the very edge closest to the curb in the road, one part of that way comes towards the gas pumps and one goes towards the exit to get out. Am I wrong in that, or am I right in that? Or do we not know?
All right, explain where you're talking about.
So you got the front of the store, all right? The front of the store.
Front of the store, as in facing like
facing
McDonald's.
the road. Yes, facing McDonald's.
Okay.
Then you got the cars that are parked right there. So you know how like you can drive in between the cars in the front of the store, right?
Yeah.
Then you got like pretty much two sets of cars, and then you got that open space that is where the curb is. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get to the road, but you have to go out that sideway.
Like make the left by the car wash.
Yes, yeah, right there, right there.
Okay. All right.
So is that for both ways? Like, can you go up and then go back? You know what I'm saying?
Can you come in from there?
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, exactly.
I don't know what you're asking.
Yeah, you can like can you come in from there from the main road?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I'm at. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I was exiting there, I was
Okay.
wrapping around trying to get out of there to get onto the main road. All right. This lady was parked like she didn't have a turn signal on or nothing. And I don't know where she was trying to turn, but I drove by and she's like put down her window like and was waving her hand, and I was like, okay. So I put down like my window as I'm creeping past, and she's like, hey, fuck you, you fucking idiot, like just screaming at me, bro. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? I looked at her and I just like chuckled and drove away, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I thought I didn't know, like it didn't, like I did. I just
Did you
like
hit her with one of these?
I was just like, yeah, I literally did that, bro. I literally did that. I was like, what the hell is going on? So Aaron was all revved up. She was like, what the hell did she just say? Like, and I'm like looking at her, and I'm like, I was like, dude, maybe she was having a bad day. You just never know. But that brings me into a point I want to talk about, man.
Real quick before
Go
that,
ahead,
that
go
shit
ahead.
happened to me this morning.
Really? Okay.
So
well,
we
then
stopped.
shit, you
We
know.
went. We went to Kroger to get the like the breakfast stuff we were going to make today,
Yeah.
and like you know how you can come out by Burger King.
Like by the gas pumps, like right there.
Yeah, but you come
have
all
to
the way
go all the
around
way
and you
around
wrap
now.
around Burger King
Yeah.
and come down the road and
Yeah.
you sit at that stop sign. You can make the right go towards McDonald's and left to come to my house.
Right. Right.
Okay, so I was sitting at that stop sign right there, and there was a car coming up the hill towards me. So I was going to be turning left, and they were coming towards
Right.
me.
Right.
And
Oh god.
last minute, they pulled into the turning lane to pull into that one entrance for Dunkin'.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And then by that time, I decided I wasn't going to go because I was looking to my right to make sure no one was coming, and I looked back to my left, and by that time, there was already cars coming up the hill,
Mm-hmm.
like to pass that car that was in the turning lane. And the car in the turning lane sat there forever. It felt like. So I happened to, when shit like that happens, you kind of just like glance in your rear view to see if there's anybody behind you, like,
Right.
and
Right.
like
Right.
what they're doing.
Right.
So I look up, I just peek up, and this old dude just pissed as fuck at me, mad as hell, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude,
Like
relax.
Yeah.
like what is your problem?
Right.
But go ahead, go get into your point. I just wanted to bring that up since you're on that topic.
No, it's the same thing, bro. I mean, you could have segued into it anyway, but no, basically the point I kind of want to talk about today is some like self humility and like maturity and growth and like interpersonal connections with people in your like relationships and friendships and shit. The reason why I want to talk about this is, just because I mean I work a job that's dealing with public relations, and I go into some places and some people are super friendly and like really welcoming, like like, hey, do whatever you need to do, I'm here if you need me. Other people are like, man, like, you got to get out of here, like, I don't want nothing to do with you, or like just super rude, off-putting type shit. But in my own self, I see, like, and I'm sure you can attest to this, and Duper, I'm sure you can attest to this, like, if that had been like, man, I hate to say it, but like even just like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I probably would have got out the car and like started screaming at this lady right there in the middle of sheets. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah.
it's taken a lot of me like in the past couple years of growing and like just really checking in on myself to make sure I'm leading by good example, especially being a dad now. Making sure I'm doing the right things, saying the right things for him, and leading by example in that aspect, in that regard. But now I wanted to ask you guys. I mean, is there like do you guys see that too? Is there like, do you guys notice like growth in yourselves as far as like some shit situations that happen to you now, you could see you handle differently than like if you take the time later on to think about it, how you probably would have handled that differently in the past?
I'm still like, I'm younger than you guys.
Right.
I think I'm still in that part where I'm kind of growing out of it, because like I'll still catch myself going off on people when I'm driving, or
Right.
I don't think I'm out of that yet fully.
Right.
But I do recognize like when I do it and I'm like, wasn't really worth it, because there's probably like a 98-year-old person driving even though they shouldn't be.
Right.
But like I'm screaming at a grandma, like there's really no point for that.
Right. Right. How about you,
Yeah,
D?
I feel that because like in your situation, there's times though, dude. Like if it depends on the situation, I guess for me,
Mhm.
if it gets to an extreme and like say that old dude pulls up next to me and is like really antagonizing me and Alexis in the truck.
Right.
Then I'm gonna start getting pissed and I'm gonna start
Right.
getting lippy. Like it already happened, bro. We're gone. Let it go. You know.
Right.
But if it would have kept like you know, I had an experience with that probably about a year and a half ago when something like that happened. So I was Alexis's old car that she had. It felt like she was having some problems with her brakes or something.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to go pick up wings. Like I said, wings are number one. But
Shout
we were
out,
going to
free
pick
shout
up
out.
wings. Yeah, exactly.
Straight
And
up.
so I was like, all right, well, we'll drive. I'll drive your car over and see if I can feel anything, you know. And because I'm a car mechanic, but you know,
Hey,
you
you
could
know.
kind of tell, like, you know what I mean.
Right.
And so I'm in, I'm on Main Street, right in Wintersville,
Mm-hmm.
like right by Arby's, and like literally right there, going towards like the mall. And I'm in the left lane. There's a car. So I'm sitting here. There's another car right here, and there's another car right here. This car right here is like driving really slow, and then there's a car behind me. So then we kind of accelerate up, and then this car behind me gets to into the right lane, comes up next to me, looks at me, gives me the finger, and I'm like, "Whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa!
Yeah.
No, 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 no! That's a no-no." And so then, you know, Alexis sitting next to me, I kind of was like, "All right, you know, fuck you, but whatever, I'm done with it."
Right. Right.
So, this person goes past me, and then immediately cuts me off. Like immediately, like not even 2 seconds after he was past me, boom, right in front of me. And I'm
Mm.
like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We get down the road further, and we go to Lover's Lane Extension. So I'm getting ready to get in the turning lane to take the exit, go down the hill, and this person is going straight. So, like I said, they're right in front of me.
Mm.
I go to turn my turn signal on, start to get in the turning lane. This person pulls over in front of me and like cuts me off. So then I'm pissed. This is the third instance that this dude has done something to me. So I'm
Yeah.
pissed. I'm
Yeah.
furious.
Yeah.
And then this person gets back into the left lane. So I get right back in the left lane. I'm on his ass now. Like I'm following this dude to kind of try to spook him out a little bit.
Right.
And then we get to the red light that like not even a foot further. He slams on the brakes right in the intersection. And I'm
Jesus.
thinking, like, what is this dude doing?
Yeah, really.
That's the fourth time that he's done something to me in this situation, and not even 2 minutes of driving. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he does that to me. So then at this point, Alexis reaches over and lays on the horn. You know, so she's getting pissed because we're in her car for one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it's like both of us are getting real pissed. So I ended up following this dude all the way down to like right past D Felice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can make that
Yeah.
one turn to go down into the hill.
Yeah.
And then I ended up turning down behind him, and he fucking floored it and took off. And I was like, I ain't gonna floor it through some residential area.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I don't want to hit no
point.
kid or somebody or an animal or something. So I was like, all right. Well, I got my point across because the dude was clearly spooked that I was still on his ass. So then I
So
went.
You won that one.
I won that one. Picked up my wings and crushed them and
There
felt
we
better
go.
about myself.
There we go.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. So, how you said this is only about a year and a half ago?
Yes, I was
Right. What
20, 26.
Yeah, 25 going on 26, something like that.
That was the first time I've done that in a while.
Right.
You know?
But let me ask
So-
you this: like, would you say you would have handled that differently? Like, let's say you were 20, 21, something like that.
Oh, I would have followed him all the way through the place.
You say you would have.
Absolutely.
So just that
Absolutely.
maturity and that growth,
Yeah.
like
Absolutely.
personally.
Especially, you know, being in the place that I was in when I was 21. Like,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, my headspace and
Right.
you know all the details.
Right.
But
right.
it was just not a good time. So I would have had any little thing that pissed me off, it was a whole ordeal. I was just not in a good place. I was not happy, you know.
Right.
So
You were looking for that reason at that point in time.
yes,
Like for
I was
somebody to
looking
say
for a
something.
reason for somebody to do something to where I could attempt to get out the car and attempt to beat their
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
Not saying I would because you know
Right.
I probably wouldn't, but I would go down swinging.
Oh yeah,
know?
absolutely,
So-
absolutely. Yeah, no, I had this incident in the past too. Like, I'm not saying this shit to sound like a hard ass or anything, because like at the end of the day, man, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't like
Oh
confrontation.
yeah.
Like I
Hey,
really don't.
I'll get out type shit.
I'll get exactly, man. Like if I could talk it out instead of having to go physical with somebody, like I'd rather do that. But there was this dude, man. And this was back when Aaron still went to West Lib, and I was up. We were driving back from my place to go see her, and going back to the campus. And I mean, you know what that road's like. You know how crazy that road can be. It's real super windy and all that shit. This dude, man, would go from 25 to like 60 like in seconds, and then he'd touch and go to brakes and do like kind of what you said that guy was doing essentially. And so there's like a passing zone on that road, and I passed him. Well, then the dude, like, bro, I'm not no exaggeration, like, this is my rear bumper and this is the dude's front bumper. Like he was following that close, it felt like. So I get enough space, and it's like through a part that's 25, so I know like he's not gonna be back there going 60, come in and smack the car or nothing, you know. But like we're going 25, and I was up ahead of him, and I slowed down and was going like 10 mile an hour just to kind of get him back, being immature about it. Well, he almost damn near bumped me, so I hurried up and threw the car in park and jumped out. And I just said some shit that I shouldn't have said to the dude. It was an old guy. I don't know what was going on, but old dude like had a look of fear on his face, dude. So like the rest of the night, like I just sat there and I thought about that. Like, you know, I thought about that incident. And I'm like, damn, like I might have just ruined this dude's day, like for real. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm kind of like smiling when I say it, but like I mean that like wholeheartedly. Like I I don't know what kind of day, you know, that guy was having. So, you know, it was shame on me for being in that headspace and being like that. But, you know, I was young and dumb and wanted to prove a point. I mean, Aaron and I were newly dating, so I had to prove I, you know, had that charisma,
Right.
I guess, or something.
And they put that band in park.
The big thing about that is though, dude, is people. It's like people don't care, and it's frustrating because that should have never happened. I mean, the dude shouldn't have been on your ass like that. He should have been driving like that, you know.
Right.
So it's like,
Right.
oh, how are you supposed to be to react? You know,
Right.
you shouldn't have got out of the car, you know. But
Right.
whatever, like you said, young, immature, young and dumb, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever. And I mean, he got scared because you jumped out of the car. Like, what the fuck else did he expect?
Right. No, I was
Like,
there
there's crazy
were some
people in
things
the
I was
world,
saying,
bro.
There's some things I was saying I shouldn't have said.
Right, but there's
Like,
some crazy people in the world that like dude, he does that to the wrong person, they might fucking pull a gun on
well,
his ass.
that's why I don't do that shit no more, man.
You know
'Cause,
what
like,
I
you just
mean?
never
Like-
know. Yeah.
Like if say you got out of the car and you started approaching him and he pulled a gun on you,
I know. That's what I mean.
then
like,
what are you doing?
I know, and that
know what I
wasn't
mean?
that far long ago. Like that was only back in 2016. So like shit like that was happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I try to, but like that's what I mean. Like so with that girl, and not just like if it was a dude doing that, like I still wouldn't have got out of the car. There was no point in it. Not now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's like you did the right thing. You kind of just chuckled about it and drove away.
just drove away, and
I
I was
love
like,
it, dude.
yeah.
I do that when I see people acting like that on the road. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I mean,
Yeah.
what is the point? I mean, you can. I just don't get it. I don't. It's just why, like why? And then another thing is, and I'll keep going on to this subject of
Mhm.
like just people being miserable, I guess,
Yeah.
and like just people acting like
Not self-aware of their shit.
yeah, and it's not even that. It's just like people just acting like kind of like disrespectful in a way, I guess.
Right.
Like when you go through like drive-throughs, you go to the store, you go to like a mall, you go into a store in the mall, something like a supermarket, something whatever, and it's like people are just miserable while they're there,
Yeah.
and they take it out on you.
Yeah.
And like I feel like as if I can talk to anybody. That's just how I feel. I feel like I could go in, hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Hey, but and then people are just they kind of like just give you like, who the fuck? Like, and I'm just like, what is the point? And then you get people like, if going back on that for a second, if you don't like your fucking job, leave.
You don't got to do it. Yeah.
Like, you don't got to do it, bro.
There's other jobs
Like-
out there,
like-
especially now.
Like exactly, like fast food. people in the windows they give me attitude, and I'm being polite as shit. I'm always polite. Like, if you ever gone through a drive-through with me, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Thank you, you're welcome. All that. I go, and I went through a line one time, and person took my order. I said thank you. I got no response. So then I'm kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe they didn't hear me. Whatever. So I pull up to the window, and she didn't even say anything to me. She just opened the window,
Mhm.
and I kind of like,
She just handed you the food.
I just gave her my card, and I'm like,
Mm.
okay. So she comes back, I pay for it, hands me back my card. I go, okay, thank you.
Nothing.
Nothing, and I'm like, all right. So then, hands me my drink. Thank you. Nothing. Hands me my food. Thank you. Nothing. And I'm like, oh my god. Like,
Yeah.
at this point, I'm kind of getting pissed. And so then I go home. And this is right when I lived behind Burger King, and I open up my bags. They fucked my order all up. So I was just pissed. I was like, I don't even want to go back there. So, but that's an example of that. And then there's other times where you go into places and people are nice as hell to you. And it's like, they might be miserable. You don't know what's going on in their life. They could be like going through the worst time of their life, but they're still playing it off as if there's nothing wrong.
Right.
Especially to another person. Like, I can get, like, behind closed doors, maybe you get a little bit of attitude because something's going on in your life, but you don't let other people know that you're, you know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. And there's a couple kind of directions I want to go with this, and some questions I want to ask you guys. But so let me ask you this, just because how you brought that up about the window worker and everything. Like, now, with the amount of life you lived and stuff, do you try to put yourself in their situation, like in their shoes, like to kind of see it from that other side of the plate? Like, do you have that awareness? Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm always as nice as I possibly can be to everybody. I could be in the worst mood ever, and someone says, "Oh, hey, how are you?" I'm gonna be, "Oh, I'm good. How are you?" Even if I'm fucking miserable. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like,
Right.
regardless of what the mood is that I'm in, I'm not gonna take it out on someone else. But I get what you're saying is, someone could be really, really down bad.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's why I try not to, let it bother me that much.
Right.
But sometimes you just can't help it.
Oh yeah.
I
mean,
gave,
it's
with
the
that
human instinct.
situation, I gave her, how many times did I say thank you?
Multiple
5 times.
Yeah.
It's like, you could at least said something to me.
Yeah, and it could just come down to
so it's like
lifestyle and how she was raised, or how they were raised, but stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
yes, I do I do that, what you said.
I got you. Well, let me ask you this, Duper. In the same regard, because like, hey, how are you? Because in the same regard of like because you go to a gym, you go to a rec center and stuff. Like, have you ever experienced anything like that? Like, I mean, like it just being at school or anything like that, with work too. I mean, even.
I mean, there's like old people. Well, hey, let me say this in a polite way.
Yeah.
There's entitled people that come into where I work.
Okay.
And it's like, I'll ask them a question, and they'll be like, "Hey, you want your receipt?" And they'll stare at me, and then they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, I gotta ask you, like,
Yeah.
asshole, like, sorry." Like,
that's what I mean, though. It's like, you're being polite about it. Like, do you want your receipt? And then they kind of just give you that. Yeah,
of course I do. I'm old, and I gotta keep track of this shit. Like,
right.
But like on the flip side of that, dude, I'm gonna ask you the same thing.
On the flip side of that, I'm not gonna stare at a cashier and make them act like they're stupid for asking if I want my receipt.
So you just don't have that empathy for that person at that point.
I don't. I really don't. And it's probably just because I'm younger than you, but like,
no,
I just don't care.
That's why I'm asking you, man. Because sometimes you don't. Like we talked about before with the college stuff and the mental decompression technique episode, you being, the age you are and everything, and where we're at in our lives and everything, a lot of life happens from how old you are to how old we are. So, like, you got to go through a lot of experiences and deal with a lot of shit. in that time frame. But so do you find it like you don't have that kind of connection
I
like with people your age, even not just like the older generation, like people your age? Like if you, I'm sure there's been an incident at a gym or something you've been at, or like a restaurant,
like what type of deal though?
like I don't know, like
At the
for
gym,
example,
nothing really crazy has ever happened at the gym.
really, so like no,
Yeah.
like you know, you asked somebody if they were still using this equipment, they gave you a smart ass answer, or anything like that.
No,
Damn.
honestly, but
Must be nice.
I mean, if I see somebody on a machine, though, I'm not even gonna go up and ask them
Right,
because the
right.
people at the rec
Uh,
at the school, like I know what kind of people they are. I'm not even gonna waste my time asking them.
I got you.
So
I got you. So you just steer clear of that situation, so
I
you're not
just
put
I
into it.
just I'm lone wolf. I'm a lone survivor in the gym. I
Okay.
don't even talk to nobody in it.
Okay. Duper's got to Duper's just got to get some more life experience under his belt. And maybe we'll have this conversation 7 years from now if we're still doing
Yeah,
the
you'll
pod.
probably have
Hopefully
to
we are.
spin back down the line.
That's what. Hey, you know what? I
Yeah.
understand it. I understand it. So let me ask you this, Duper, because I want to kind of do this in a regard of something I know you can relate to. So just in your relationship, man. So all three of us obviously in relationships, different stages. D Money's married, without a kid so far. Coming soon, as all we already know.
Hashtag
But
girl dad.
hashtag girl dad, and you know me being married with a kid, and then you not being married, but you know having a girlfriend for over a
Mhm.
year now. Do you find yourself trying to conform and kind of taking that empathy level and that approach of like that maturity and growth, like in your relationship? Do you see that?
Yeah, definitely dealing with her.
Okay.
Like, I definitely think more about like how I'm gonna react to something that happens, or if she says something like, I'm not trying to flip out on her or anything.
Right.
And I just there's more thought into like the things I do and what I say.
So what? So you can you go into a little bit more detail about that if you're comfortable in doing that? Like, what's
Um,
like what have you noticed?
I don't know. It could just be something like if I go and see her after my day where like I worked and then I went to classes
Mm-hmm.
and like I'm tired, I don't want to do shit. I want to sit on the couch and just not do nothing.
Chill. Yeah.
If she asked me to walk down the hallway, because everything like when you're in college, you have to walk to do everything. Like I have
Right.
to walk to go get water, I have to walk to get food. Like if she's like, "Oh, can you go fill my pitcher for me?" I'm not gonna be like, "No, I don't want to do that." Like I just go do it. Like
Right.
I'm just gonna go do it.
Because you have that empathy for somebody
Yeah,
else. You care.
it's like it's not even a thought. Like I'll just go do it.
Right. It's that reaction. Right.
So
I got you. I got you.
now, if it was like a friend or something, I'd be like, "Nah, go do it yourself, asshole." Like go do it.
That's just how you are, huh?
Yeah.
I got you. I got you. Would you? How have you noticed? Like how much growth would you say that you recognize in yourself from when you first started dating to where you're at now in your relationship?
Um. Like, like in what? Like dealing with people. Like, not like.
Yeah, just like so just in general, like just even like if like just with yeah exactly. So like where if you were by yourself or like if you because you get comfortable with somebody, you've been with somebody a year, you know them in and out and everything like that,
hmm
and you're comfortable with everything that they do and vice versa. You would hope, right? I mean, so like you kind of put your guard down, right? Like you kind of just kind of let yourself be more comfortable around that person. So do you find yourself like interactions even like it like if you go shopping together or if you go to the movies or if you go out to dinner, do you find yourself acting a different way now with her than you did when you first started dating, or like is it just it's been an easy
It's
transition in that
probably
regard?
more about. It's probably more just about like relaxing and just enjoying the time.
Right,
When I first started, I was probably trying to look like a badass or something. I mean, if I had to guess.
right.
But I
That
think now
machismo.
I just relax and I'm laid back. Like we'll go to Dave and Buster's and I'm just pimping through there. So I'm not even. I'm
Winning
not.
tickets,
Yeah,
winning the teddy bear.
winning tickets. Of course, the tickets don't go to me, so that don't really
See
matter.
that?
But
Hey, that's the growth though.
yeah,
2 years ago, though, all those tickets might have went to you, and you would have
they
been
might
like,
have. Yeah,
"Hey, you got to pay your own way." But now
yep.
it's just kind of like it is what it is.
Yeah. She'll get a nice little thing, and then I'll end up with like a sucker or something. So, you know.
Hey, I love to hear that. I love
A
to hear
little
that.
Chinese finger trap or something. That'd
there,
be my gift.
there you go. Putting somebody else above you and their interest above your own, essentially.
Yep.
I got you. D Money, same kind of questions I want to ask you, man. So, what I mean, obviously you've had a little bit more experience, with relationships and things of that nature. So, let me ask you. So, what do you find yourself is one of the most recognizable differences in growth now than it was back then? Would you say?
Like throughout all my relationships.
Yeah, just in general,
Just like
not like
I'm not
relationships
gonna get into it
specifically.
obviously, but
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I guess you could say, in the previous relationships that I've had,
Yeah.
um, I wasn't really myself, I guess.
Right.
I didn't feel comfortable being myself,
Mhm.
but and I also didn't get to know those people as much as, I should have when I was in a relationship.
Mhm.
But like now, so like ever since me and Alexis got together, like me and Alexis before we even dated, like we were just literally just gonna be friends. Like we had no intentions on dating at all.
Really?
Like at
I
all.
didn't know that. I
Not
didn't
at
know that.
all.
Okay.
And because we both just got out of some toxic shit and
Excuse me.
we just didn't care to even like we didn't want to be in a relationship like at all.
Mhm.
And so pretty much we've known each other for a long time. Like we knew of each other, we kind of knew each other, but we never like talked or had conversation or anything like that. So
Right.
um we kind of just like got to know each other, became really good friends. You can even say we're best friends. Actually, I will say we were best friends. And then I finally just said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna ask her if she wants to just go hang out, like, anything.
Right.
And so when she finally did say, okay, and we did hang out,
Mhm.
uh, it was pretty much from then on out, like I was like, yeah, this is the one, it just felt natural. I got to be myself. I didn't have
Right.
to, hide the way I used to hide the way I act, say with you, because we're fucking idiots, But, um,
Right.
I can act the same way around her that I do you guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't gotta act like a tough guy, or, you know, I don't gotta act like a tough guy. I don't gotta hide my emotions. I can let any type of emotion I have out, and she's just gonna, help me get through it. Same with her. You
Right.
know, she, has something going on. I'm gonna be the one there to, I mean, that because you're married like I am, and Duper, you'll obviously that too for the most part. If your lady is upset about something, you want to know what the hell's wrong, like, you know what I mean, like, so it's like
Mhm.
you kind of got that shoulder to lean on with her
Right.
compared to when I didn't before.
Right.
And there's a lot of stuff that happened in my previous relationships that I didn't know about too, so it was
Mhm.
like a lot was hid from
Right.
me.
Right. Right. Right.
So um you know and I'm not gonna, and people who know me, they know who I was with. I'm not talking down on nobody, but
Right. No. No. That's
I,
not the point of it.
that's not the point of it at all. I'm just saying that's how I felt. I'm obviously going to put myself above them now that I'm no longer with them,
Mhm.
and that was the biggest thing. Is I never put myself first, and Alexis actually taught me, you gotta start putting yourself first. You gotta stop putting other people first. You gotta worry about yourself. You gotta prioritize yourself,
Right.
and
Right.
then once you start prioritizing yourself, then you can start putting other people up there with you, and that's exactly what happened. So I finally found how to be myself. I put myself first, and then she finally like came around to wanting to be with me essentially. And
I love that.
yeah, and I make fun of her all the time. I'm like, and I tell people all the time. It actually took me three times to get her to go out with me.
Mm.
Three fucking times, and I give her shit about it all the time. It's like, you know, which, you know, like I said, she wasn't ready. So I was like, I'm not gonna hold it against her that she doesn't want to hang out. You know what I mean? She had other things she had going on. She had, you know, whatever. But she finally did it, and clearly we're at where we're at now. And
Right. Right.
but yeah, for the most part, I just I guess just I feel that I can be myself around her like I can you guys,
Right,
and I feel 100% better about myself when I'm with her than I did before.
right, and that's
That's
important.
Yeah.
that's exactly how it is. Like you got like even off of this, like when I'm around you guys, like it can get a little bit wacko, like wacky mode sometimes.
What with
And
what we say and shit?
I
Yeah,
can
hundred
do
percent.
that around her too. Like
Right,
and
And that's
so
exactly. And
good.
it's a
And
good
it's
feeling,
natural.
dude.
yeah.
And I know Tyler does too, because I'm around you guys all the time. And
Right.
I'm sure our wives are like, what the fuck is wrong with these dudes?
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Some of the
And
stuff we say.
even you, Duper, I'm sure
Yeah.
I've only been around
I'm
her, what, handful of times?
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm sure she's like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys?
She knows
You know
that
what I mean? So like
she's heard Tabo say some things. She's
Listen.
heard me say some
If she
things.
made it through the ride on the way to the Mike concert
Oh yeah,
last year, this time
oh
last year,
my
I think she's
God.
good. I think after that,
Yeah.
she already knows what's going on.
that's funny.
That's how it goes.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
it's a good feeling though, man. It really is. It's
Oh yeah.
nice knowing that you can be yourself all
Oh
the
yeah.
time. So like I feel as if this is my last thing I'll talk about with this,
Oh,
but
you're good.
obviously unless you ask more or whatever, but
Right. Right.
um like in my previous relationships, I felt like I wasn't like I didn't act the way I do with you guys now than I did then. Like I felt like I was
It
different,
was a
I guess.
different. It was a different. Yeah. It was a different
Like
dynamic.
it wasn't as
Free
I don't
flowing.
yeah, it wasn't as I wasn't as free as I was talking to you guys the way we do, which people know us, you know.
They
They know
know
how
it's
we
they.
talk to each other.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people talk like that too.
Oh
And I
yeah.
talk to a couple other my buddies like that. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like
Right.
they get it,
Right.
and it's just like I'll say it a million fucking times. It's a good feeling, fucking knowing that you're able to do that, and you don't gotta hide that shit, and you don't gotta act um different. You know, it's just nice.
Right.
That's all I'll leave it at.
No, you're good. Yeah, I just want to touch on something, and then I got another question for you. But like not going into too much detail, but like that's how I was too, man. Like, um, I didn't really have that relationship experience till I was 18, man. Like that's when I had my first serious girlfriend, and like from then on, obviously I've had experiences to where I'm at now in my life. But um, I think something that I've noticed has changed a lot in me. Um, Obviously I grew up. I mean that's just natural. People get older, they grow up, they become more mature in situations. But like I think I found a lot of self love and self growth. Like I found out how to, and it could sound corny, and it is what it is. It's just my opinion, but um, like I learned how to love who I am and love the stuff that I had going on in my life through my experiences and shit. I couldn't do that in my early on relationships. Like it was so superficial to me anyway. And some of the people that I've crossed in that aspect in that in regard, you know, they met me in a different time frame to where I am now, and people that I still talk to, they see the growth I think from the maturity, but the point is I've noticed that was the biggest thing for me is like, and the communication, man. I didn't have any communication skills back
Dude,
in the day, man. Like my communication skills with my significant other I was with at that point in time, it was lacking. I didn't feel that I could openly say what I wanted to say to them and get my like you said it best, like you bottled your emotions up and you didn't feel like it was free flowing and natural to do that. So I think that played a part, and it fell into the self love thing for me. So I think that obviously where I'm at in my relationship now, being married, having a kid and stuff. But yeah, man, that's just I think that was something I noticed, and now it's gone from that focusing on myself to be better for that person. You know, um, now I kind of
and your
just try to
kid.
focus on, well, that's it. I guess what I was gonna say. Like now I focus on trying to be that role model for him. Like I've had experience working with at-risk youth and coaching and shit like that, and I've been trying to be a role model. But it's different when it's your own kid. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
So like
absolutely.
I this kind of goes into the self growth that I've had in the last few years. I mean, especially in the last year, law enforcement not working out again and everything, and had to go back and take a look at the drawing board. But and that, I mean, that caused relationship stuff, like not anything serious, but I had to take a step back and I had to be like, it's not just you, man. It's not just you. Like, you're dealing with this, but you need to go back away from this and deal with it yourself and learn to love yourself for that and learn to accept that situation so that way you can put on stronger foundation for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But I want to ask you both, because this applies to both of you. D, I know from the dynamic and the time frame you're coming into Thupra, you have a big dynamic coming up. You're looking I don't want to say it because I don't know if it is what it is. Anyway, you've got a big event coming up too when your relationship and shit. But I want to ask you boys, like, is there anything that you're kind of gearing your minds to kind of change the way you're thinking moving forward, coming up, like to adjust, like, for example, D, with you getting ready to be a father, like, are you kind of gearing your mind into a different way to think?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just gonna be all about her. You know, I'm gonna do everything and anything I can for her. It's kind of to the point where I'm gonna put her before myself. Like, you know how I was telling, like, you know what I mean?
Right,
Or,
right.
I mean, I already do that with Lex pretty much. I mean, I do not 100%, probably like 90/10.
Yeah, excuse
It's
me, sorry.
it's her way, you know, not her way, but I put her 90% of the way and I do myself 10, just because I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy where I'm at, you know. Um, I'm happy as, you know. I mean, I still got some little things going on, you know, but
Right.
it's nothing crazy. I mean, um, but I'm happy. I'm content. You know, I got a great wife, kid on the way,
Right.
two kick-ass dogs that, you know, piss me off more than anything in the world, but at the same
Yeah,
time,
sure.
I love them more than anything. And then I got that little shithead cat that I got, you know. Thanks, Tyler
You're
and
welcome.
Aaron.
I saved it for him. It was a little cat that was down here in Petersburg, and she was found on the side of the road, just abandoned in this little field, and she was super small, had some injuries, and took her to the vet, and my wife came home with her, and I was like, "We're not keeping her. I can't do it. I can't have three cats." And she said, "Well, Dustin would like a cat, or Alexis would like a cat," and you know, Dustin didn't have luck with the last cat he had, so I think this would be perfect. And so hey, the rest is history. I mean, she's loving her. She's loving her new house.
Yes,
You can
she is.
see
She
that.
is very happy. She is spoiled as shit.
That's
But
right.
speaking of when Aaron called me, were you
Yeah.
with her when she called me?
Oh, I was sitting in the. I was playing with the cat.
Okay,
When she
yeah, 'cause
talked to you.
she was like, and I was in the car with Alexis.
Oh,
So, and it was right before her bridal shower.
yes.
So it
Oh,
was like
yes. Yeah.
that was her gift. Was I
Yeah.
surprised her with the kitten for her bridal shower, and Aaron was like, "Are you with Alexis?" I was like, "Yeah, she's right next to me." She was like, "Oh, can I talk to you for a second?" Like whispering to me
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
essentially,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yeah, sure." And she was like, "I found a cat." I was like, "What?" She was like, "I found a cat. She's a kitten. She's a sweetheart, and she's just really chill like Lila, you know."
She.
And I'm
Yeah.
like,
But boy, was she lying.
she lied to
She
me through
lied.
her
Now,
teeth.
she really
But
wasn't like that though, for real.
no, she's still chill. I mean, there's
Yeah.
times where she gets, you know, all hyped up and everything, but she's
Right.
alright. She's still a kitten. She's I don't even think she's a year old yet, you know,
Right.
so she's still but and at first I was like, man, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just not
Not a
I don't
big
know.
cat fan. You're not a cat
And
fan.
I wasn't really a cat fan to begin with, and then when that whole ordeal happened with the cat we tried to adopt, I was like, never,
Never again.
never will I have a cat in my house again, ever.
Yeah.
You know. So then once we did that, you know, I surprised Alexis, whatever, and I told Aaron, I was like, you got to come to my house and introduce Mink to
Yeah.
which Mink is my oldest dog. He's 2. He's a black lab, and I was like, you got to introduce him because I don't know how to, and I'm obviously not one to like cats, so I don't know how I'm going to react if, you know, they go at each other. Like, I'm obviously going to step in, you know, and not
Right.
let it happen, but it's
Right.
like, you know, so, uh, but yeah, so everything went well. So now Reese this is the cat, Reese the cat, and she loves Mink, loves him,
Oh yeah.
and
They're best buddies.
Oh, seriously, they are. And then we have I think Indy is probably 7 months now, 6, 7 months, somewhere in that
I think
area,
so.
maybe
Okay.
8. I don't know, somewhere around that area. And she's our youngest. She's another little black lab, and she is just the sweetest little thing, you know. Um, Reese loves her. They play fight all the time. It's hilarious.
It's funny.
Reese will run at her and like jump at her and grab her by her head, you know.
Mm.
And then Indy just kind of like pushes her face down into her and like keeps her in the ground and shit. But it's just it's I don't my animals just love each other essentially, you know.
Right.
So
Right.
it just everything's going good for me. I don't have any complaints. So
And I love to hear that, man. After so, Duper, yeah, the same question I have for you, man. So, like with the living situation about to change for you, my man.
Hmm.
Um, are you finding like yourself like mentally gearing towards that, like trying to grow in your relationship?
I mean, we're already together. Like when we're at school, we're together 90% of the time.
Right.
The only time we're not together is if I'm working or if I'm in class. So like we're. I don't think it'll be a problem at all. I don't think it'll be an adjustment or anything where like I have to start thinking different. I think we're already
Right.
kind of built to be able to be in the same living space.
Got you. So, and that's fantastic, man. And I'm happy for you. I hope that. I mean, I'm glad to hear that that's the case. I think it's just. I was just asking in the regard of, like that's a big step for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To like really kind of put all your time and your living space with somebody else. So, um, but I'm glad to hear, man, that that's something that you think is gonna be a simple, easy transition, and you know what? I truly hope that it is, man. And I don't have any doubts that it wouldn't be for you.
yeah. I mean, things here and there. I mean, not everything's always smooth or easy
Right.
never is,
or
buddy.
simple, but
There's little bumps in the road you'll get through.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just
If you guys truly love each other and are with each other, you'll get through it.
oh yeah.
exactly.
Trust me on that. Um,
Amen.
but I just wanted to say one thing about you know moving in with her. Um, the best thing you could do, like relationship wise, you don't want to. Now, I obviously don't know when this is all going to happen for you. I'm assuming it's going to happen because I know the girl. You guys are good together. You know, happy for you, stuff like that. You know, don't make me cry.
Thank
But
you, D Money. We love
but
you, D.
that's the biggest thing, dude. Move in with her first.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like it's you have to move in with her, and then once you move in with her, you know, get an animal, get something, just something that you can like raise together to like just kind of get an idea, you know. But living together, dude, being around her 24/7, being around her
Yeah.
living habits, the way she does things at home, the way you do things at home for her, like both
Yeah. It's
sides.
both sides of the plate.
So like it's the biggest thing you'll do in a relationship for sure. But you don't want to say you don't end up moving in with her, and then however long down the road, let's just say 2 years, you propose to her, you never lived with her, and then you move in together because you guys are engaged, you know.
Uh,
So you have no idea how she is at home. You just know
yeah.
her from when she stays with you at school, or you guys stay with each other on like the weekend. You go to her place, or she comes to you. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
just a lot of people can essentially, you know, control the way they are for a weekend per se,
Mm-hmm.
like at home.
Yeah.
They
Oh
can
yeah.
like they might come to your place and be the cleanest person in the world, and then you move in with them after you know you're engaged or whatever, and they're
Yeah, I got you.
nothing. You know what I mean? So
I got
it's like I'm telling you, it's the best thing you could possibly do. Definitely
you. Yeah,
move in with somebody. That's what me and Alexis did. So like we started dating. We moved in together pretty quick,
Yeah.
but it was kind of one of them things where we both knew that we were going to end up, you know, marrying each other. I mean, I knew it pretty much right off the rip, just from the way that, like I said, I was able to be around her and shit. So,
Mm.
you know, we moved in with each other, um, lived in that apartment with her, and then we went all through COVID. So like we were on lockdown together. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That was like right when we moved in together. Boom, COVID happened. So like we were stuck with each other 24/7. So it's like we really got to know each other. We really got to know each other's habits, the way we, you know, just everything, you know. So, um, And then once that happened, we moved into a house, got an animal, got Mink, and raised him perfectly fine, whatever. And then got the cat, 2 animals, got another dog, 3 animals, and then we move into a new house, and now we have a kid on the way. So it's like we did everything exactly the way we wanted to. You know what I
Little
mean? So it's
steps.
like it's baby steps, but at the same time they're big steps in your life.
Oh yeah.
Like especially if you plan, like if you see yourself being with her for a very long time and I
Proposing.
just messed up my words, but like bad. I don't even remember what the hell I was gonna say.
Proposing,
But
I think.
no,
That
no, I
sounded
wasn't even
like
gonna say that.
okay.
That's why I thought he was going for
Okay,
that.
I was trying to. I think I was trying to say something with PR in it, but I really don't know.
That's funny.
But like, if you see yourself being with her, preferably, like, there we go. That's what I'll say. Preferably, for like the rest of your life, essentially.
Mhm.
Like, do the things the way you guys want to do it, but make sure you do them in the way that like is best for both of you. You know what I mean? It kind of is the same thing that I just said. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you don't listen to fucking what other people got to say. Like if someone says, "Oh, you're stupid for moving in with her. You guys are just dating in college, or you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck them.
They don't know you.
I heard all that shit,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, and I'm not saying your family or anything, because my family was for Alexis from day one. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I've seen the way your family is with yours.
Mhm.
So it's like, whatever. But just do the things you want to do. Don't listen to what anybody else has to say negatively. Don't let anybody say something that'll like attempt to like change your mind on how you feel about things.
Mhm.
Do the things you want to do. That's it.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Life
Straight
advice
up.
from D
FUD.
Money. Life
Hey,
advice from D Money.
FUD.
Life advice from D Money.
You're welcome.
I love
Hashtag
it.
girl dad.
Hashtag. So, what'd you do? Hashtag.
Hashtag.
There we go. So, something I wanted to ask you boys. This is something new that we do on the show, and I'm excited for it. First time doing it, but we call it our question of the day segment. So basically, how it works is we get suggestions either sent in through email, comments, personal text messages, messenger, direct messages, things of that nature. Somebody asks a question to us, and we kind of give our response and talk about it for just a minute or two. But today's question, boys, that came up that we got asked: would you rather know when you died,
Oh no.
or know how you died and why? If you guys got a minute to think on it, because I got asked this question. I was the one that was asked this question, so I kind of had time to think on it. I could give my justification on it,
You go ahead.
and you guys could go ahead and give your spiel on it. But my response to that was, I think I would want to know how I died.
No.
Now listen, I'll give my reasoning
Go ahead.
why.
Explain it, but
So I'll give my
don't-
reasoning. I'll give my
Yeah.
reasoning how. So basically, if you know how you die, you can stay away from that method in which you die. You know what I'm saying? So like if I found out like I was gonna die by drowning, I guess I just would never go into a deep body of water again. Now I'm not gonna put my life on hold and like be super cautious and never go into like a body of water again. But like I might be a little bit self conscious or to the fact of going out to water like chest level or something of that nature. But nonetheless, I think I would rather know how, because if I knew when, I think I wouldn't be able to live in the moment. I think, and that's just me. I mean, but I think if I knew when, um, especially if it was something soon, man, like I feel like it would consume me, and I wouldn't be able to enjoy my life in every day, and not live it fully how I think I should be doing. So that's my take on it.
I I kind of feel that last part that you said, like it would consume you.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like if I knew, like my answer is I want to know when.
Okay.
Like if
Okay.
I knew when, you know, if tomorrow is your last day, tomorrow's too late. You know, could you say goodbye to yesterday? Type shit. Yeah. And I'm
Shout
listening to
out Nickelback.
Yeah. I don't care if it's soon. I don't care if it's long down. Like, I don't even care about how it is. Like, I'm just gonna go do it as much shit as I can every day
Until that
when
point.
it happens.
Okay.
So
So you're the exact
I wouldn't like be concerned about it like the way that you would. Like, I wouldn't just
Right.
shell up. I'd just be like, all right, let's go rock out.
let's go rock out till we can't no more.
Yeah.
And I see that, and that's something that honestly crossed my mind too. Like when I thought about it. So I mean, I had to look at it from both sides of the plate. But I think weighing, the two options. I think, like I said, obviously that's what I thought. So
And like I said, also shout out Nickelback.
Shout
We
out.
love you, Nickelback.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Duper on this one. I think I'm gonna have to
Okay.
go when. I want to know when. Like Duper said though, I do agree with your last part. It would consume me.
Mhm.
Knowing like I mean, God forbid, I pass away next week.
Right, man.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like I can do everything that I possibly can in this next week. You know,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like,
Rocky
like
Mountain
if,
climbing, maybe.
yeah, like I'd
Like
probably
that Tim
I'd probably
McGraw
do
song, bro,
every.
for real.
What's that?
That Tim McGraw song for real.
Oh yeah,
Like do all that crazy stuff, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So yeah, I'd have to go with when.
So let me ask you this question. So if you knew when you were gonna die, right, and you guys are picking, you want to know when. Um, would you tell the people when? Would you tell the people in your lives when, or would you kind of keep it to yourself and just kind of go out on your own,
I
knowing?
I keep it to myself.
Keep it to
I'd keep it
yourself.
to myself.
I
I
would. I
wouldn't
would too.
want.
I want
I wouldn't
people.
want to bring anybody down with me.
Yep.
Yeah, because
No.
then I feel like if you share it, then it consumes
Everyone's
them.
gonna be like,
Consumes them.
They're gonna
for
be
example,
left with carrying it.
exactly. So it's like if you tell everyone in your family, it's not gonna be like, it sounds shitty to say, but it's not gonna be like a genuine feeling when you do pass.
Yeah.
So everyone's gonna be like, oh, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Like they're gonna want to be up your ass, and it's like kind of forced. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it kind of
I
feels
feel
forced. Like they're trying to, oh, well, he's gonna pass away next week, so we got to be with him as much as we possibly can. Like
Yeah.
I don't want people to know that.
Right.
Like I you know, obviously, I want to be around the people that I love,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I don't want them to know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell anybody.
I don't think I would tell anybody either, but I could see it from the other side of the plate, telling people to have it be easier on them to be able to cope with it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying, but
like I agree
yeah,
with you, but I just try to look at it from both sides.
like it wouldn't matter to me, bro. Like if like say it happened, like it was vice versa, and someone told me that I love dearly that they were gonna die next week. It don't matter
I'd be
how
saying
much
at
I'm
their
with that fucking
place.
person.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a mess
Oh
when they
yeah.
pass.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Especially a loved
It's
one.
not gonna
Yeah.
help me cope at all,
Yeah. 100%.
like at all.
Yeah. 100%. I know. I get that. I definitely do. Um.
So
So yeah, kind of a serious question. Kind of makes you think, and I really enjoy it. Questions like that, man. It just makes I like thinking on things like that, especially where I'm at in my life now. But we appreciate the person that asked that question, and if you guys like this part of the episode and you guys want to see it continue to grow, send your questions in. Send them in on Facebook. We might even try to do something where we kind of get some interaction on Facebook through that way. But if you got questions, you hear this episode and you got a question you want to ask, shoot us an email, shoot us a direct message, a text, whatever have you, and we'll cover it and we'll do it. But
we'll talk about anything, literally.
anything,
Like
absolutely.
it's that's the point. Like we want to just have conversation.
Yep. Just love to.
So
Yep. Exactly.
like
Um,
like he said, comment on the post. Like if you're watching on YouTube,
mm,
comment on it. I monitor the YouTube very often. Like
yeah.
I monitor it very well, and Facebook too. Comment on posts. Send me an email. Like on the email that's on the Facebook page. It's all everything's there. Everything you need to contact us, get a hold of us. And if you know us personally, like on Facebook, that's just there. I don't
Yep.
care. Like
Yep.
I'll answer the questions. Like you got any questions about anything? If you want to be on the podcast, let me know. Let one of us know. We'll try to arrange it to where you can be on it with us and come and bullshit.
Yeah. We
We'll
love it.
talk to anybody. We'll talk about anything. We don't,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
You
whole
wanna-
point. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I told my wife, I said, you come on. She's like, well, what would I talk about? I said, I'll sit in here and bullshit with you about ears for an hour. I don't care.
Right.
said,
I'll
you should
listen to
let
Aaron
people-
talk about ears.
Like, come on,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, anybody could come
I
on.
want to know why my ears always have fucking wax in them. I clean them all the time.
Can I tell you why? Because I do
But
know
don't
the
tell me
answer.
why, because I want Aaron to tell me if she comes on.
All right, I'll tell. All right,
That's my question.
all right. I only know because she
I'm
told
sure
me.
you do know because you do live with her and that's
Yeah.
her profession. So
But hey, it
but
is,
like-
it is what it
Yeah.
is. So, well, boys, I think we're at our favorite point of the episode.
Yep.
Nice chat. We
Nice
got
chat. Shout out.
sat out. We got a really good response this past week on our poll. I'm really excited. Favorite vacation spots took the cake out of 4 options. We did clothing brands, favorite footwear brand, favorite animals, and then favorite vacation destination or spots. And that took the cake. D, you got the analytics on that about what percentage that was? Do you know? I think it was. I think it was in the 70s. I know it was in the 70s.
Do you guys vote on those?
I don't vote on them. Oh, you
did?
do? Oh,
You did?
okay.
I voted as well. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one.
No.
I voted for footwear.
You voted for footwear.
Yeah, and
I'll pull it
Crocs.
up real quick.
Crocs.
Yeah, pull it up,
Crocs
bro.
were gonna take the number 1 spot on
Crocs
that
are
one,
taking Crocs. Hey, shout out Crocs. No, shout
Crocs
out.
are
but-
haters.
shout
Shout
out
out.
Crocs.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'll let you look that up real quick, bro.
we had 27 people vote.
In total,
Yeah.
we love it. Love to hear that.
Favorite vacation spots won. They had 19 votes.
Uh-huh.
Favorite clothing brands had 0. Favorite animal had 6.
Hell yeah.
Was that the second
favorite-
place?
Yeah, and favorite footwear brands had 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
We appreciate the feedback. We appreciate the time it took to vote on that, and we look forward to doing that every episode, every week, putting a poll out, see what wins, and ranking it. So that's something we're going to continue to do, and we really enjoy it. So, like I said, favorite vacation spots took the cake. 1. So, do we have a person that wants to go first? Who wants to go first for us?
I'll go.
Start us. Okay.
Okay.
Do you mind? I just have quick answers, so I figured I would start because I know you guys are gonna have more to say about your answers.
No, you're good. You're good, man.
Which I'll say this real quick. So some of the things that we do put in there for the polls, one of us might not have as many experiences or
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
so if one of us, which I'm pretty much saying this because Duper hasn't had as many experiences going on vacations or going to vacation places to where he doesn't have 5 answers.
Oh, he got 5.
So,
He got 5.
You got,
They're
you
not,
got 5
they're
I
not-
have 5 answers, but I
they're
don't
not-
have
or explanations
I don't
on why
have a
you
lot-
enjoyed
I
it.
don't have I just
Okay.
like,
Okay. Then so
Yeah.
he got 5, but sometimes we might get something that we really don't
Yeah, but that's
have good input on or anything. So there might be quicker answers. They might be like longer answers if we do have the experience and or
Yep.
what we're talking about. So
Yep.
just a heads up for anybody that's anybody's listening.
Most important thing to note on this, it's all opinion based. It's all
Yes.
from personal experience. So that's
Yes.
that's where the answers come from.
Yes.
Good. Do you kick us off,
all
brother?
right. All right. Well, I think you meant to say Duper, but
You're starting. I thought. Okay, good. No,
we'll
my
keep
fault.
it moving.
My
But
fault. You're
number
good.
5, I'm
You're
gonna have to go Hawking Hills.
good. Okay.
I think at the time we went, like, I didn't really enjoy it, but if I went now, I would probably get down with walking through the caves and the woods and shit. So that'd probably be pretty sick.
Okay.
Where's Hawking Hills at?
That's in Ohio, brother. Somewhere in Ohio.
Somewhere in a high.
Hawking Hills, Ohio. I'm pretty sure.
I think it is. So that's
I
like
had to
cabins
guess.
and stuff right there, like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
that's
walking
just-
out, like who would get down with Hawking Hills?
Oh
You
yeah.
know.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. That's-
I knew where it was. I just wanted you to say for anybody who didn't know, essentially.
Yeah, Hawking Hills, Ohio is where Hawking Hills is located. Feel free to look them up.
there we go. I love
There
it.
you go.
Good.
All right. My number 5 is pretty much probably in a lot of people's tops, but Myrtle.
Hurdles number 5.
Myrtle, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, you just got a lot of things to do there.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So
Oh,
you got Broadway, you got a bunch of things. I haven't been there in a while, but it's always been a place where a lot of people go. So
Gotcha.
I've been there a couple of times, but that's my number 5.
Okay. Number 5 for me, going to be Lake Erie. I just like it just for the simple fact. Made the top 5 for me just because of personal trip I took there with the fam. Got to go there with my mom, stepdad, sister, cousins, uncle, aunt. So it was a good time. I like the beach, man. It's got that calm feel to it. So it's a beach away from a beach, essentially. So that'd be my number 5.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I
Thank you.
like that one.
Thank
That
you,
was a
brother.
good one.
Appreciate it.
Number 4, I'm gonna go with Geneva on the Lake.
Geneva on the Lake, okay.
Yeah, I went there last summer with my girlfriend. Had a good ass time. Went and sat in this little beach. Saw a couple dead fish floating in the water. That was pretty. That was pretty. That inspired me to stay out of the water. But
Okay.
you know.
I
And
got
then
you.
Geneva was cool. Did putt. Went to a little arcade.
I got
Ate
you.
some good ass food. So
I got you.
Yeah.
Good deal, man. Good deal. D Money, number 4, brother.
So my next 2 answers, my 4 and 3, were essentially like the same. We went on a cruise,
Okay.
so I'm kind of putting them in the order that I liked them.
Mhm.
Like so we went to 4 separate islands. But the one I didn't get off the boat because I had a killer migraine, so like I didn't do anything that whole day. Like I never got off the boat that day, so I
Gotcha.
don't know. I couldn't experience that. But we went to 4 separate islands. Um, my number 4, I'm going to give you 2 because they're kind of like the same
Same thing.
to
I
me.
got you. Yeah.
We went to Costa Maya and Belize,
Okay.
which Costa Maya was cool because when you got off, they had like a bunch of shops and stuff around you.
So, yeah.
I can't remember if Costa Maya was where like my brothers, they all swam with dolphins. I think they might have did that there.
Okay.
I can't remember, but it was a good vibe, I should say. And then my second half of that answer was another island we were at. It was Belize. I don't know if you've ever been.
Well, I have not. I've never been out of the country, brother.
It's hot,
Really?
very hot.
Got you.
So when you're on cruises, you can sign up to like do excursions,
Okay.
and we found this one, and it was cave tubing. When you think of cave tubing, like
Yeah.
what do you think of? Obviously, fucking
Yeah,
on a tube
right.
in a cave, you know.
Right. Like a
but-
like a float, like a river float almost, but through a cave. That's what I think.
Right,
of.
so that's what some of us thought, and some of us also thought it was kind of like a whitewater rafting type deal. Like you kind of like,
okay. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got off, got to the excursion. And it was like an hour ride from where we ported, and like I said, it was probably like 105 without the heat like the heat coming in on you.
Okay.
So it was hot. It was really fucking hot. And they made us wear water shoes, which I know you guys know what water shoes are. So it's really uncomfortable ass, like just like the mesh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're fucking miserable. So, we got to the spot. They were like, "All right, well, you're gonna grab you got a helmet on, like a bike helmet with a headlight on it, so you
Yeah.
can like see the cave and shit." And they're like, "All right, we're gonna walk you through this jungle." And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, it is 105 degrees, hot as shit.
Jesus.
And they gave us inner tubes at the beginning of the walk too. So we're carrying inner tubes on our back with the helmet on, in water shoes, just in this jungle. We probably walked, I'd say probably half a mile to a mile.
Mm.
And they were like, "Oh, also, there are wild animals in here. So if they do approach you, which they probably won't because we're in a big group of people, but don't do anything crazy." And I'm like, "Oh, sick." So I might just get mauled by a tiger or something. You know what I mean? Like
Tiger
something
picking
crazy.
People off one by one.
Yeah, literally. And but so fast forward to when we actually get to the water, the cave tubing.
Mhm.
It was actually fucking dope. So like you get into the water, you sit in this cube, and it was actually called the thing was called butts up.
Nah.
So the water was so shallow, you had to like, they said butts up, and you had to lift your ass up out of the tube so you wouldn't scrape your ass on the rocks underneath you.
That's gonna be hard
And,
for you.
Not back then. I was little.
Ah, okay. No wagon on you.
This was back 2015.
Okay.
I mean, I did have a wagon, but it's not as wagony as it is now.
Okay.
This was
Okay.
probably
You're
like
bragging him.
probably 100 pounds ago.
Oh,
But
man.
so you got to that, and then once you get through the cave, which the cave was sweet because it was really old, and you could see like in like the like all the artifacts and shit that were on the walls and stuff like that. It was cool.
Yeah.
So then you get
Sweet.
through it, and then you have like you got like water holes that you could jump into. It was a pretty cool fucking place, but
Good deal.
the walk fucking sucked.
I guarantee it. I guarantee
But
it, man.
yeah, those are my number fours: Costa Maya and Belize.
Costa Maya, Belize. I like it. So D Money is the one that has a lot of travel experience. I've never left the country, but nonetheless, my number 4, somewhere, is dope ass beach, in my opinion. But Ocean City on the Maryland side. I've never been on the Jersey side, but the Maryland side is dope. I like it for the simple fact, A, it's not as far away as Myrtle is, from where we grew up and where we lived and stuff. But dope that they got the boardwalk. It's literally just this big ass strip of hotels. Then the boardwalk that's got all kind of stuff on it you could do, and you could ride bikes. The trolley will come back and get you and pick you up, and it literally goes the whole length of the beach. And what was really cool that they did is they every night. So I went with my buddies, and we would be playing football. We used to be throwing the football around at night because they had lights on the beach, so it was all lit up. And they would bring a truck through, and it would rake the sand. So just like I don't know, it was dope because like they really cared about the presence of their beach. You know what I'm saying? Like the presentation. So that was dope. That'd be my number 4.
Yeah. You ever moss anybody when you played there?
We play with a little football. Hey, I had to show out, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
All right. Well, number 3, I'm gonna have to go with Outer Banks.
Ooh, nice,
You know the Caddyshack place. You were there with
Dope.
us, weren't you?
dope place. Yeah,
Cool ass house. We're going there this summer. Actually, can't wait for that.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, that's middle of the road right there.
That's right. Here you go, man. Number 3.
All right, hashtag girl dad. What's your number 3?
Number 3 is also part of that cruise I was on, but this was the last island I went to. So I went Costa Maya. Cozumel was the one I didn't get off at, and then Belize was the cave tubing. But number 3 is Honduras.
Mm,
Fucking beautiful.
yeah.
Like, I have a picture on my phone that I took right when we got to the beach, and it literally looks like it came off the internet. Like
That's dope.
it's incredible.
That's sick,
It's
dude.
fucking
That is dope.
insane, and it was nice. It was hot, but it was like it wasn't like so much out in the sun to where you had to like sit in the sun and be unbearable. But it was cool. We got cornrows in our hair, so
That's
me
dope.
me gun and me gun
I think Jag,
Woody,
right?
I think.
Oh,
No,
Jag and
just
Maggie
me gun and
did?
Woody did, yeah.
Okay,
And it was pretty cool. But yeah, that's my number 3 is Honduras.
I got you. Number 3, for me would be Hilton Head. I think it's South Carolina.
Oh.
Excuse me. Number 3 for me would be that because Aaron and I, when we got married in 2018, both in school. Aaron, well, no, I'm not. I wasn't in school. Excuse me. Aaron was in school. I was working full time, and so we didn't really get a chance. Didn't have the funds to go on a honeymoon per se right after our wedding. So we ended up going when we moved here to Dub V here in Petersburg. We ended up saving up some money and we were able to go, and that's where we chose to go. And it was okay. The beach could have been better, but my favorite part of the trip and why it would be number 3 for me, obviously because it was the honeymoon. Excuse me, and we got on bikes and took like a 7 mile bike ride to this like Cape Town, like attached to the island, and it was all these like big ass yachts and a bunch of shopping centers and just like real ritzy place. But it was dope just to be able to go and see that. So that'd be my number 3.
Oh yeah. So my 2 and my 1 are the same place, but it's like different trips.
Okay.
Number 2 will be when we went to Myrtle last summer.
Okay.
I took my girlfriend with me, and then Aiden had a couple of his buddies there.
Oh, Bella did go last year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's dope.
and
That's
we
dope.
went and did a ton of putt-putt, and I'm a dog.
I love putt putt. Shout out putt putt.
I'm
No
a
free
dog.
shout out.
Hey, shout out, no free shout out. Putt-putt
A
golf.
putt. We
Putt-putt.
love you.
Putt-putt golf, we love you. Hey, thank you, putt-putt. Thank you.
Putt. Love you putt putt.
But yeah, it was fun. Went out, ate a bunch of different places, so that'll be
got
my
you.
number 2.
Hell yeah, man. I love that for you.
Thanks, dude. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
All right. My number 2 is Jamaica.
Man, we sound basic as
I
hell.
know.
Talking tucking this race with him.
Can't even compete with this guy.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is, I'd love that for you.
Listen, I've been lucky enough to go to these places, man. I'm honestly blessed that I have been able to get out of the country and do the traveling that I have.
Right.
But number 2 is Jamaica, which is where me and Alexis went on our honeymoon.
Yeah.
And this was just recent. This was back in October, and dude, it was fucking awesome. Just we did which we went to Negril, Jamaica. I don't know anybody listening's ever been there. Beautiful. I mean, Jamaica's like it was honestly wild, like going to these other countries and stuff, like different places, like seeing how much different it is than being in Wintersville, essentially.
Oh yeah.
So like so we landed in Jamaica. You land in Montego Bay, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, Montego Bay, and you get in this shuttle, and we did a sandals honeymoon.
Okay. That's dope.
So everything's all inclusive, everything
Right.
you paid for. So everything you get there is you know like food wise, water wise, alcohol, drink wise, alcohol wise, everything is done, like paid for.
That's sweet.
And but I just lost my train of thought again. Jesus. Um,
Your guy's struggling.
but yeah, I'm tired, bro. I'm
That's all
tired.
good, man. We'll be
But
wrapping up soon.
yeah, yeah, Jamaica. Um, everything was the beaches were nice. Oh, okay. So we get in the shuttle, and the first thing the lady says to us is, because we were pretty much all from the States, and she was like, "Now don't freak out because we drive on the opposite side of the road as you guys." So they were on the left side of the road instead
Yeah.
of the right, and it was
Mhm.
weird, dude. It was weird.
Really?
And they drive on the right side of the vehicle. So like sitting there, like I'm like, no, she drove on the left. She was on the left. Never mind. But it was still weird knowing that she was on the left side of the vehicle in the left lane. I don't know. It was just weird to me. But um, yeah, it was beautiful, man. The food was good. Um, like I said, all you can eat, all you can drink. It was nice. The hotel we were in was really nice. The beaches are nice. The water is really nice. So
What's up?
just a good place. Good place to go if you guys ever get the chance to go down there.
Good deal, man. I love it. My number 2 would be Marco Island in Florida, right on the Gulf Coast. It was actually my second time flying. I've only flown twice in my life, like 4 times in total. But man, my throat, I got the scratchy throat, guys. You gotta forgive me, man. But number 2 would be Marco Island. Just first trip I took with Aaron's parents.
Where is that?
Florida. Do you mean like we're at in Florida?
Yeah,
I think like super southern, like right on the coast.
down by like Miami
You're
and
on the
shit.
tip.
Yeah,
It's down on the tip.
I
the
don't-
southern tip.
something. I think so, something like that. Right, you're goofy as hell, bro. But nonetheless, man, yeah, it was a dope time. Craig and I spent a lot of time together. That's my father-in-law for people that don't know. But did a lot of golfing. We met a family friend of Aaron's down there. That was real good friends with Craig and Camille, my in-laws, and he invited us to go golf at his country club. And dude, when I was shell shocked when I went in there, you had to wear like dress shoes, like you had to look professional. I mean, it was a I don't it
PGA
wasn't
course?
I don't think so, but like it was the step below that. Anyway,
Okay.
the caddy, like people, like they took your clubs, they brought the carts to you. There was food carts and drink carts that came up to you like throughout your time there. But overall, man, it was just really dope. Just a real small island. It's 1 mile long, 1 mile wide. Super small island, but really cool. A lot of stuff to do there for as small as it is. But yeah, that'd be my number 2.
All right. Hey,
Number 1, Captain.
you guys got some cool places. Number 1 though, this is gonna be Myrtle Beach right before my first semester,
Okay.
because it was me and AW
Mhm.
on the balcony of the condo every night,
Mhm.
sipping some water,
Sipping some water.
having a good time, listening to music till about 2, 3 in the morning. I mean, I don't think anything will probably top that, because I mean,
That's dope.
just the timing of it, like it kind of felt like some like this era, like an era was coming to like a close, kind of, and like I was,
Right.
I'm getting sent off basically is what it felt like.
Like this,
So
like that last
to be
summer.
able to just have like a week with him
That was dope.
and be able to drink some water with him, it was a good time.
I
It was
love
a
to hear
good
that,
ass
man.
time.
I love to hear that, brother.
Yeah.
Take us on your number one, D Money.
My number one is actually one that was on your list in Ocean City.
Oh, really? Okay.
And yes, and yeah, it sounds basic compared to my all my other answers, but this is the one I remember the most because this is where I proposed to Lex. I proposed to her on the beach over there,
I love
so
that. I
it's
love that.
always going to sit number one in my heart.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Hey, Lexi
but
loves
yeah,
you.
yeah, maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit. Don't gas her up. Come on, she's upstairs ready to go to bed. I know that.
I'm telling you.
But but yeah, like you said though, there's a bunch of cool shit to do there though.
Yeah.
You got the boardwalk, you got all these places to eat. You got all like the little thrift shops essentially,
Right.
and you got the I think they have a Ripley's there, the aquarium or the Believe It or Not or something towards the end of the boardwalk.
There might be. I don't know. I didn't go there when
I
I was
can't
there.
I can't remember, but I was on the Maryland side as well. I wasn't on the Jersey side because I remember you saying that.
Right. Right.
But yeah, it's a nice place. Like you said though, they do seem to really care about what their beach looks like.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure that one of the hurricanes that came through before we went, which that trip there was June of 21.
Mhm.
So I think a hurricane might have hit it and took out some of the boardwalk. I might have been on the
I
Jersey
think, yeah,
side.
yeah, I think it was Jersey side.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I mean they got it taken care of. I know that, and they give a shit, which
Oh
is
yeah,
dope.
yeah, absolutely. My number one would be Myrtle Beach, man. Most common place think people go to for the beach, but excuse me. It'd be my number one, just because I think that's where I've gone there a lot. What are y'all laughing at?
Just you,
Why?
just
Coughing?
your coughs. Yeah,
I can't
I
help
know.
it, man.
Scares me.
I'm battling an illness, trying to power through it. But yeah, I've just gone there a lot in my life. I've been there more than anywhere else, and so I remember being a kid there, and one of my favorite experiences that I had there when I was a kid. My mom came and got me out of the hotel room, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to go swimming?" Like, and it was like dark out, and I'm like, "We can't go swimming. It's dark out." I was like 4 or 5, something like that, and she was like, "No, we'll go down to the hotel pool and we'll go swim." And so it was like dope like that, and then like just going there over the course of my life, like in different phases, being able to go to like Central Myrtle, I think is where all the parties and stuff happen. Then I went with Duper. We went with our family, all of our family. We went there. So that was really special to go to the beach with my grandma a couple years back. And number one reason too, man, is I'm getting ready to go there again in August. I'm fortunate. I'm getting ready to take 2 beach trips this year. One in July, one in August, and so I'm excited to go to Myrtle again and put it at number one spot just because that'll be the first beach I get to take Jameson with the whole family. He'll get to go with us in July, but it'll be with friends. And so I'm excited for him to go with the whole family, and so that'd be my number one.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. So as we ride off into the sunset for another episode, we appreciate you guys rocking with us. The last 2 episodes, I appreciate you guys ignoring my coughs, and I cough every 5 minutes, but I wish I could help it. I'm trying to work on it, but nonetheless, we appreciate all the love and all the feedback we've been getting. Appreciate all the interaction with the polls. Appreciate the questions being asked. Appreciate the feedback. Just everything. We couldn't do it without you. We say it every episode, and I'll continue to say it just because it means that much to us. This is something we've been wanting to do for years. Finally in the works. Finally here. Finally doing it. And I love talking to these 2 gentlemen. I love having people on and bullshit with everybody. And we look forward. We're doing big things, and the big things will keep coming. That's all I'll say on that.
Yes, sir.
You guys got
How are
anything?
ya?
Hey, how are ya?
Hey, how are you?
Hey. No, I mean you hit it right on the fucking right there, buddy.
Right on, right on the noggin, huh?
Yep.
I got you. All right, Duper, as always, I know you're going to slide something in right at the end as we finish it. But until next time, obviously, the episode will be coming every Friday. We look forward to asking some questions throughout the week. So look forward to those. Look out for those. And until next time, we love it.
Let's go Pens, and Evgeny Malkin is my goat.
There we go. Peace, y'all.